Welcome back, baseball fans, to the Carryover League. We are going to eliminate the Florida Marlins. They fought valiantly against the Phillies and won the series 3 games to 2. Good for them. Let's eliminate the Marlins, what this is about. We got to pull out the 76 players now and see who's coming and going. And 4, 5, 6. Okay. Well, these are the keepers here. First 2 installments, we saw the teams were keeping a ton of hitters. Let's see what's happening now. Wow, again, it's the same case. 9 hitters and only 3 pitchers. That could be a product of these being really bad teams, too. I don't know. It's usually a closer split. 7-5, 6-6, 8-4, something like that. We had 10-2 splits with the first 2 teams, and we have a 9-3 split here. All right, so we're keeping no catchers. We got a first baseman. Well, actually, Hebner first or third. Guerrero can play second, or Fuentes can play second. Reynolds and Guerrero can play short. Bostic, Benitez, Mota, Bernard plays third, with Leonard in the outfield. It's hard to figure this one out. It's a little tricky. They have the rights to Willie Montanez, who I believe will be coming back. So, assuming that, let's move him to third base. Make him second, third. These 2 guys at short and second, and Bernard can play third with Hebner. So that's 5 guys in the middle infield, which is more than enough, which is fine. And you have the 4 guys here. So you're left with needing a catching platoon and a guy to play first. We know it's going to be Montanez, and basically it means that they're going to get 2 new catchers, or 2 different catchers. The 3 pitchers, we have 1 starter and 2 relievers, all right-handed. That's tough. I'd like to have some lefties on the roster already, because now you have to go shopping for 3 of them. Rule starter is okay, and then of course Bourbon and Allen are decent enough right-handed relievers. So I mean, it's the Marlins. Let's see who they potentially lose, and see which bucket they all fit in. We talked about the Morales. Should be Cop, Morales, and Montanez. So interestingly, that normally I keep 4 guys at catcher, first, DH is 4, second, third, and short is 4, and outfield is 4. Well, here's 3 guys in that one bucket, catcher, first base bucket, and it's 3 guys. And normally it would be a platoon of McCarver and Morales behind the dish. Montanez can be your full-time first baseman. That's what they have to figure out. As far as the pitching goes, we got some really good lefty relievers, at least. Bergmeyer and Mangori. And then 3 starting pitchers. Wise, Espinoza, and Cott. Really, none of them are at the peak of their game. So this will be an interesting investigation to see what the Marlins do with these 8 guys. Okay, here's the Marlins and the baseball reference brought up. We're going to start with Tim McCarver. A really good 76 card that we just saw, with a high on base percentage. Somehow ended up in Florida. Of course, he was on St. Louis, Philadelphia, Montreal for a year, back to St. Louis, to Boston, back to Philadelphia. I mean, so you can really put him just about anywhere. And in 77, look at this. 77, McCarver, in a small sample size, a similar sample size, by the way, as in at age 34 as age 35, he hits 320. And with the Phillies. And if he stays as a Marlin, he would be a rival of the Phillies and really do some damage in that division. So even though it's 1 more good year and then it's pretty much over, I'm saying let's get that 1 more year for McCarver for the Florida Marlins. What do you say? We need a catcher anyway, we just proved. So McCarver, we're going to give him a keeper and 10,000. Next up is Willie Montanez. And I think they're going to also be able to do this. And they're going to get, Florida is going to be pretty plucky in this period. Yes, 1979, the Texas card, is available with a 319 batting average at first base. And it's a different year than the McCarver card, too. So that's a win-win. You got to do it. Take a 319 hitter, and you're taking the McCarver card, which is a 320 hitter. That is some scary, sketchy stuff. And now suddenly, the Marlins, again, these are lightning in a bottle, these expansion teams. You have to hope that you're just not going to have a dynasty or build on something. You have to catch lightning in a bottle in an individual year. And while you still have Manny Mota, you might as well get 2 more devastating hitters to make this the scariest offense you can. So they're going to do that with McCarver Montanez. Now, Jose Morales, now he is, this Jose Morales, we know he has some good pinch hitting years and so forth. And if you thread the needle, now check this out. If you thread the needle and pick 78 or 80, they're the odd years that you're already taking McCarver and Montanez. You're taking McCarver 77, you're taking Montanez 79. So you can go with a 78, 314 hitting. Isn't that crazy? But I'm thinking you do it. So let's just keep going. That's 3 offensive players on 3 hits. Now, we could have a situation that maybe they trade some of these guys too if they have so many assets here. So let's see, and maybe get a little bit more future going. You know, I mean, these guys are all one-hit wonders. McCarver's going to be a one-hit wonder. Morales will be largely a one-hit wonder. So let's keep going here. Rick Wise. I'm already thinking this guy will be gone. All right, Rick Wise. We only have 1 more keeper spot left. Is it you? And the answer is, I don't think so. I mean, the first 2 years of Zero are over 470, 430. He has a decent year here in 79 only. Obviously, it's still too early to retire the player, so let's just put him on waivers. So I'm going to go to Rick Wise here. I'm going to put 100. Put him on waivers. Now we have 3 and 1. Next up, Jim Cott. Certainly not a superstar of Strat. He has struggled by putting men on base through a nice big chunk of this golden era that I play, which is mostly the 70s. And you see 77, 78, 79, 80. Now, here's the thing. You could actually retire the guy. Even though he's in baseball 4 more years, the Marlins, look at that, he plays till he's 44. But how effective is he? You could technically just retire the guy. Jim Cott could still play baseball again if another team pulls him off the retired list. So for the fact that we are evaluating 5 guys and we have 3 buckets to fill, let's move him on the retired list for the moment. We can always put him into the waiver list if we find more retirees. Next up is Nino Espinosa. And Nino, he's got like 1 good year in here. It's a short career that ends basically in 1980. But he's about to embark on 3 straight years of 200 innings or more. And he's decent in 2 of those. And you do need a pitcher or 2. And you already invested in 41 innings of Nino Espinosa. You may as well invest of getting a dude on the rotation. So I'm going to say yes to Espinosa, even though he's not particularly good. And the Marlins aren't going to be particularly good, but he's good enough for their call. So I'm going to put him in this bucket, which leaves Mingori and Bergmeyer. Mingori, he might be near the end of his rope of effectiveness. Here's Steve Mingori. We're getting long in his career now. He's got, he's got 2 more good years. And, boy, it's a real, we ran out of spots. I mean, this is a real tough one. And you got Bergmeyer also as a lefty. All right, I'm going to reserve judgment for a moment. And I'm going to look at Bergmeyer, the next guy, because they're both left-handed relievers. Are similar in that regard. And I think Bergmeyer's got a lot more of a future here. I want one of the two. Bergmeyer's an all-star in 80. He's good in 79 and 80 and 81 and 82. So you have an opportunity, and 83 and 84. You have an opportunity to sign this guy and then sign him again and keep a solid lefty in your bullpen for a long time. So you got to go Bergmeyer. By going Bergmeyer, that means that you are going to put Mangori in the waiver list because he's still good. Someone will pick him up. And you're sitting at 5-2-1. Now, that's not, you're not ready for the draft at this point because you have to be 4-2-2. So, if we stay like this, basically we entertain offers for one of our 5 keepers and say, does anybody want McCarver, Montanez, Morales, Espinosa, or Bergmeyer? And we have all a season to make a deal and send one of these guys to another team and replace him with a guy who would be retiring. So that's what Florida's mission will be. Well, that's it from Florida. Hope you've enjoyed the Carryover League and these elimination videos. We'll see you next time.